Hello there, Ray here, and we got a new snapshot for the 1.14. This is version 19W09A. With this new snapshot comes mostly bug fixes, but also a couple of features. And many of these bug fixes are ones that we discovered during our stream, which is really cool to see that them getting fixed. I will be reviewing the snapshot, going over all the different changes. And remember, we will be doing a snapshot Twitch stream tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys have any ideas of things that we should test, tell me down in the comments. We also have a Snapshot server so you guys can join us while testing. And don't forget to leave a like on this video. They added 6 new sounds to go with note blocks, and depending on what type of block is underneath the note block will determine what type of instrument the note block will make when it makes its sound. So the first new one is the iron xylophone. So let's go ahead and listen to that. Next one is the cowbell. Next one is the didgeridoo. The next one is bit. The next one is the banjo, which sounds pretty cool. The last one is pling. I really feel like note blocks are underused in Minecraft, so it's pretty cool that we get some more noises. So many people will do some cool stuff with it. I actually had kind of fun just going back and forth like this, just making random noises. It even sounds good too, which is pretty surprising. They changed particles again, so you can use a command like this to summon particles. If you guys don't know, barriers are actually particles. So you can actually put out the particle of the figure of the barrier there, and then the actual block like you collide with is something different. So they said the sprites for the particles can now be configured in a resource packs, though the particle still controls how they will be used. I'm not too much into map making, so maybe you guys can tell me what this exactly means, but it does sound like giving more control to the player on how they can make particles show up is a good thing, and maybe we'll see this in map making. They fixed it so that you can have wither skeletons with tip arrows in their offhand. This is like a map maker thing, and what this will do is allow the skeleton to use that arrow in his bow. And this was added around the same time they added tipped arrows, but it was broken recently. So let's go ahead and try it. So this guy here has a weakness arrow, it looks like. Give me a weakness effect. And since he's a wither skeleton, he also gives the flame effect onto his arrows. That's just something the wither skeletons do if they have bows. Now that I think about it, that means it's possible to actually get these flaming arrows on wither skeletons in survival using that trick that we discovered, where we can remove the stone swords from the wither skeletons and then give them a bow. So that's definitely something we're going to have to collect on the project server. But yeah, giving them something in their offhand isn't possible in survival, unless it's something like a shield. They fixed a pretty annoying bug, which was when it came to plants growing, it wouldn't produce crops over here if there were blocks above it. So here we see we got a couple pumpkin plants here. And now with this fix, you can make a really small like melon or pumpkin farm like this, where you have the plants on either side, and then you have an area for where the pumpkins can grow. And this way, once the pumpkins have grown, they'll turn the stem sideways to connect up with it, and then this will just send a pulse back here into this redstone dust, which will pulse this piston here, which will just push off the pumpkin plants. And that's a really easy way to make a pumpkin farm. And I seen Grimly try to make a pumpkin farm, and he came across a problem where he couldn't put these really close together because of this bug. So it's really nice that they fixed this bug, and you can make your pumpkin farms a lot more compact. They fixed a bug to do with the loom section here turning black after you have pulled out your banner. I really like the part where you can shift click stuff into this so you can easily craft up stuff. They fixed it so that now pillagers that do have enchantments on bow, so if they have like the multi-shot or the piercing enchantment, those enchantments will actually apply when they shoot their bows. This is pretty cool, so you can actually use these pillagers in a farm and have them like shooting multi-shot out or the piercing where they go through multiple targets all at once. They also fixed it so that pillagers, when they have rockets in their offhand, they'll actually shoot those rockets off. Let's give that a try. So this pillager here, he has a rocket in his offhand. Let's see him try to shoot it. Oh, he's pulling back. Oh, that was cool. Shot a rocket off. I wish there was a way to actually get these guys with rockets in their offhand. So it looks like he might have consumed his rocket. Remember that video I did about when you can fill in a large area and how it doesn't create very much lag in this version? And it's a huge improvement upon past versions. This is something that early reflection brought to my attention, and he also showed that when you do this fill command, sometimes it would not update the light levels underneath. Although I didn't experience it myself, he did experience this. The bug for that actually got fixed, which is really great. Otherwise, you'd have to try to go underneath here and try to update all this whenever you build up a big creation, because the light level would be incorrect. They fixed it so those banners that appear on the outpost are the same for each side. They also fixed a bug so that when undead mobs were standing inside of a bamboo, they weren't actually getting any sun damage done to them. They fixed a bug to do with locking of the maps. Once they were locked, they were removing all the marker points, which were put on by banners. They fixed a bug to do with the loot, where it's possible to get the creeper pattern without even having a pattern. They fixed a crashing bug that was occurring from different types of mobs, such as the trader llama. Remember, we did a lot of testing too with foxes, and one of the things we tested is see if the effects of food that we fed them when they ate it would apply to them. And this bug report actually got fixed, so now the effects will get applied to the fox. So let's see if the chorus root will actually teleport a fox away. Let's also see if a notch apple will give the resistance effects as well as regeneration to this fox. Wow, that fox just teleported. That was so awesome. Man, that is so cool. I'm so glad they fixed that bug. Yeah, he just ate his notch apple. You can definitely see he's getting some particle effects. That is so cool. That means you can also feed him like suspicious stews and they can get those effects, as well as other things like hunger and poison. I can't wait to test these all out during the stream. On the stream, I discovered that you can give Fox a weapon, and the effects of that weapon can be used by the fox. This opened the door to a lot of crazy things. So we can have like a fox with looting. And one of the things that we tested was it with chickens. And what we noticed is that the chickens weren't getting the fire effect that the fox had. But as you guys see here, the fox is able now to use the sword to hit the chicken, and now it's going to produce cooked chicken. So we can use this in a farm where fox can attack different stuff, and it's going to make whatever he attacks to be started on fire, and then it'll drop the cooked variation of it. Like if he attacks like a rabbit, it'd be cooked rabbit. And also the looting effect works too, so you can get more loot off of them. They also fixed it so now fox can attack tropical fish, as well as pufferfish. As you guys seen in my previous video, when the fox tried to attack pufferfish, they'll actually do damage to them. So it's probably not a good thing if they go after those. You can see this guy just ate a pufferfish and now he gets poisoned from it. They also fixed some other issues with the fox, like his AI when he has no AI applied to him, and them trying to sit in water while swimming. During the stream, we noticed that foxes were able to harvest berry bushes even with mob griefing turned off. So this means that typically stuff like villagers wouldn't be able to pull up crops, or rabbits wouldn't be able to pull up crops, but foxes were able to harvest a bush. And I reported this as a bug, and they went ahead and fixed this. They fixed a bug to do with waterlogged slabs. So you're able to waterlog one slab, but once you put a second one onto it, it will remove the water source. And an old bug was you try to click onto this and it would just suck up your water, but it would make it vanish. But the bug that they fixed now is that it was no longer possible to right click up against this, even if you wanted to place the water over here. And now you can see it is. They did another tweak to the quartz block. As you've seen those little lines in the previous versions, this is the difference between a quartz block and a smooth quartz. And they just applied those lines to the bottom as well. So you can see that line right here. And you see that line is not present in this one because this is a smooth variation. They fixed another bug to do with llamas, which is llamas were spinning at tame wolves. So like your dogs were getting attacked by these guys. They also fixed it so animals will now follow the player if he's holding their food, and it's also in creative. They fixed a kind of annoying bug that I came across while recording that video about all the different types of entities. And that is entities would go invisible if you would log in right beside them. And now this has been fixed, so maybe some of the mobs in that world download will show up for you guys. They are winding down on the 1.14 snapshots, so we'll probably see a pre-release pretty soon. So be sure to voice any concerns about bugs that you see in this version. And you can leave those in the comments, and I will try to bring voice to those concerns. I'm really glad to see them fixing bugs that we came across during the stream, and I'm looking forward to them also fixing some pretty long-term bugs that have been in the game for quite a while. Now, since they're winding down, this makes me kind of think back to Minecon and some of the things that they showcased there. Now, one of the biggest changes I thought was going to come in this version was since it was the Village and Pillage update, I thought villagers were going to get a whole rework with their trades as well as their emeralds. And there are so many great ideas about how to change villagers to make them better and more fun for the survival players. Tango Tech came out with an amazing series where he actually did some modifications to the villagers, and it brings so much life to them. I really enjoyed the changes that he made to them. If you'd like to see a full series of his videos, I'll put a link down in the description. So it's kind of disappointing to hear that they're probably not going to do any more changes to the villagers. I know a lot of people are always concerned that when they do changes to like villages, they're going to break stuff. But the thing is, they can also do changes to make them better too, as long as they're constantly listening to the players. So it's really important that you guys voice your concerns about anything that you want to be changed in the game, or not changed for that fact as well. I've personally been playing the game for almost 10 years, and got used to the changes that occur pretty much in every version. So when changes do occur, I always try to look on the bright side and give feedback to them. But if you guys found this video helpful, be sure to leave a like and share this with others. And if you enjoy videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And hit the bell icon to get a notification right as the new videos come out. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.